Hi, I'm Daniela.
And I'm Jade.
This is our Girl Scout Silver Award project.
We will inform you about how you can change a child's life.
There are over 400,000 kids in foster care nationwide. More than half become unemployed 3 years after aging out of the system. 25% become instantly homeless after age 18, when they age out. 18,000 youth will age out of foster care this year. Those are some pretty scary statistics, right? You can help change those statistics by becoming a resource parent or a CASA volunteer. There are various reasons as to why kids end up in foster care. They may have been neglected. Some examples of neglect include birth parents not being home for long periods of time, not providing enough food or no food at all, or abandoning their children. Many of these parents use and abuse drugs and alcohol. Many of these children may have been physically or sexually abused. Every child has a different experience. Some may not remember the traumatic events that happened to them, and questions about their past may come back to them as triggers.
Many of these children experience triggers. A trigger is a reminder of past traumas. Triggers can take many forms, such as a physical location or the anniversary of a traumatic event, or even the sight of a certain object. Children who have experienced abuse or neglect are more sensitive towards objects such as alcohol, prescription bottles, and cigarettes. Even an action can cause a trigger, like yelling, raising a hand, or making fast movements towards the child. The goal of foster care is to provide a temporary home for the child until it is safe to reunify them with their birth parents or family members. But when reunification isn't possible, the goal becomes adoption into a loving and welcoming family. Some kids may not have contact with their birth family, and that is okay. You can still provide them with a safe home and environment.
How can you help? What these kids need most of all is a safe place to call home. You can go to ocforkids.com. There you will find ways to help kids in foster care. There are many resources on this website. You can foster to adopt, or even just volunteer. The Dave Thomas Foundation is another website you can visit to get more information about fostering and adopting and ways to donate.
Orange County residents can start with an orientation class before they do any other foster training classes. Information is available on the Saddleback College website, saddleback.edu. LA County residents can go to an orientation class at Long Beach City College, lbcc.edu. Another way to help is by becoming a CASA.
If you prefer not being a foster parent, but you still want to help, you can become a CASA. CASA stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocate. These trained volunteers spend time with their appointed child, taking them on outings such as Angels games, roller skating, or to the beach. They act as a mentor to the child and an important member of the child's foster protective team. CASA volunteers are appointed by the family court judge to advocate for the best interests of abused and neglected children within the foster system. The responsibilities of a CASA volunteer are to gather information, review documents and records, and report to the judge about the child's well-being.
After my kids were older and they were getting more independent and on their own, out of the house, into college, I started having a lot more free time, and I wanted to do something that would be helpful to the community. When I work with someone else and help them, that makes me even more happy. It's like double happy, because you made another person happy or you helped another person. It makes you feel good. So I wanted to actually be a foster mom or a foster person, but I thought I was too old because I was like late 50s, and I thought, well, I'm going to adopt somebody who's like a little person and I'm going to die before they even get to be a teenager. So I thought I was too old to be a foster mom or to adopt. I didn't want to just like be a foster mom and like cycle kids through the house. I wanted to like help one person. So that was why I wanted to help other people, and I love kids. So I thought, well, there's this whole group of kids that I knew about that I could possibly be helpful to. So a very specific program that you are trained in when you become a CASA. It takes about 40 to 60 hours, and you cover a lot of areas of why kids are in the foster system is one of the main things. What are the circumstances that cause them to be taken away from their family, how to communicate with a person, and how to draw out their feelings, because a lot of times foster kids are very closed up, and how to make them feel comfortable with you so that they feel like they have a friend who they can depend upon. So the training took about 10 weeks. You would go to a class once a week for 4 to 6 hours, and then you get sworn in by a judge that you will uphold your appointed duties, and pretty involved. It can be difficult to listen to all the sad reasons why people might be in a foster situation. One of the difficulties is finding enough time to really make an impact. It seems that the minimum requirement is twice a month, but if there is a person who is going through a lot of changes, you can't really get their trust seeing them once or twice a month. That's probably the biggest difficulty, is gaining the trust of the person that you're trying to help, because to them you're just another person. They don't know you from anybody else. You're just seen as part of the system. Oh, is she a lawyer? Why is she doing this? And my husband had known somebody who was in the CASA organization, and he did some pro bono work with their computer systems to get them up and running. So that's the first time I heard of CASA. And as soon as I heard of the organization and how they help kids, it was always in the back of my mind. That's something that I would want to do, because I like kids and I like to help kids. And so many of our kids are needing someone to step in if their family is not functioning right, and that's how I heard of it. So it was through my husband's connections, but it was probably 5 years before I actually went to a CASA orientation and thought maybe I should go ahead with it. So that's how I heard about it. I've been a CASA for over 5 years. I've had 2 different foster children that I've been assigned to. Favorite memories that I have from being a CASA are always ones where I'm spending time with the person and just having fun and just being relaxed and watching them be relaxed and enjoying each other's company. I remember one time when I took my child out paddleboarding around the harbor, and it just seemed like the most fun day. We're just enjoying the day, trying to figure out how not to fall in the water, and it was just an awesome time. So the best memories are always just having fun with the person that I'm with.
Thank you to the CASA organization and volunteers, Orange County Social Services and their social workers, the foster kinship programs at Long Beach City College and Saddleback College, Girl Scouts of Orange County, and our families.
Thank you for listening to our presentation, and we hope you will consider becoming a resource family or a CASA.